Hi, I'm Peter Tragos, host of the Lawyer You Know podcast and YouTube channel. The saying goes, everyone hates lawyers until you need one. Well, I'm here when you need one to answer your questions and give you insight that you didn't know you needed. Along with my partners, Pete Sardis, the professor, who has a finance and business background, and George Tragos, my dad, and the consigliere, a criminal defense giant, we can answer any questions you have. What's up, everybody? We are back here with the case that keeps on giving and keeps on changing, and new things keep coming to light. And that's what today's video is about. We potentially have some new, never before seen evidence until Andy from Popcorn Planet broke this today. He got his hands on some new still photos that could potentially be evidence that Amber Heard cheated on Johnny Depp in the Eastern Columbia building, in that infamous elevator that we've already heard and seen so much about with law enforcement there. We're not talking about James Franco. We're not talking about Elon Musk, but we are talking about that elevator. And in today's video, we are going to look through those still shots. I'm going to ask you some questions because I want to get your input here, as always, what you think this is, what you think this shows, what you think this would do to the case if it were to come to light and come into court somehow, some way. But in today's video, we're first going to talk about whether or not we think these pictures are real, right? We know Andy, we like Andy, but we still got to put it through the same scrutiny we would put anything else that we found through, whether it's TikTok, whether it's video, whether it's pictures. So we're going to talk about whether or not we think this is real and how we can potentially know that. Second, we're going to talk about what exactly this proves, because we've heard some testimony that maybe she cheated on Johnny Depp with James Franco, maybe Elon Musk. Well, is this another person that's a maybe? What's the time period for this? How do we know when this happened, how this happened, and who this is with? Third, we're going to talk about whether or not this is evidence that could actually affect the appellate process. Could it be used positively or negatively from either side in the appeal? And if not in the appeal, is there any other way this evidence could potentially affect this case now or in the future? So that's what we're going to talk about today. But without further ado, let's pull these pictures up. And I've got a document I've put together here of a number of pictures. It's going to be very obvious to you which pictures are which ones are new, which ones are old, because the new ones have Popcorn Planet slapped on them, the words, the logo, and that will help us know which ones are new. And I've brought up these other pictures that a lot of us have seen before to talk through what it is that we're looking at. And the first thing we're trying to figure out is this real? So yes, these pictures on the right are the new pictures. It is Amber Heard here. Actually, you can't see my cursor there. It is Amber Heard here. It is her with a friend here, a new friend, intimate partner, as Dr. Hughes may have added her to the list. I think it's a female. I'm not positive because I don't discriminate. People with buns don't always have to be women, right? We know that on this channel. But it looks like a female here. I don't know who it is. If you guys know who it is, let me know. Let me know who you think it is in the comments. I know Andy and his guest had some ideas as to who they think it is. To me, it doesn't really matter who it is as it affects to this case legally. But their friends here looks like going in for a hug. We can't really see what's happening in the third picture, but by the time we get to the fourth picture, this passionate encounter is taking its way out of the elevator. Okay? So what is it? Is it real? It's definitely a picture of Amber Heard kissing somebody that's not Johnny Depp. I think we can say that I feel pretty confidently about that. But let's look at these couple pictures here on the left. And we remember these, 4 pictures for some of the stuff we looked at after the case, what came in, what didn't come in. This is the Eastern Columbia building by all accounts and purposes. One of the things I want to point out is the flooring here behind James Franco here with the hat walking in with Amber Heard. And then we look over to these videos with the Popcorn Planet on them, and we see that same floor. We see that same sign posted here, same buttons on the side. I realize some elevators look similar, but you look at the Elon Musk one, we've got the little white rectangle here. We also have that here with the words right above it, and then the line of buttons, and then a space, and then all of the buttons for the building. And I think even if I'm looking now, as I'm seeing this, Elon Musk has pushed a lit up button that is the same lit up button here with Amber and her new fling. That same button is lit up and pushed. To me, that's a pretty good indication that these are real. Additionally, just talking about privacy rights and how you can record people in public and not, and things like this, and how did this videos come in? You don't have an expectation of privacy usually if you're in a public place. Now, whether or not this is a public elevator, that's arguable because I think they have to sign a key or have a key to get in. But Amber also has to come down, I think, and greet these people to bring them up always. So maybe it is public. Number one. Number two, if there's a security camera and some signage posted that for security purposes, there will be a camera recording everything in the elevator, you also lose your privacy rights at that point. So we don't know exactly what signage is posted or what, but this seems to be more of a public place. And the way Amber uses it, I hope they clean it and sanitize it often because she seems to use it as her rendezvous place. And also, I think Amber Heard and so a lot of these people know that there is a camera in there. If you watch the James Franco video, he walks in, you can see he's kind of dropping his head in the bottom left picture to kind of block his face with the hat. Then you can see in the top left picture, James Franco's face is kind of cuddled into her shoulder. Again, you can't see his face, just the back of his head. It seemed like they were careful. The Elon Musk stuff, again, it seems like her back is to the camera. They're a little less careful in these new pictures and in the new evidence. And as the last piece we just want to bring into this as to whether or not it's real, Andy had someone on the show that I believe lived in the Eastern Columbia building and identified this, the pictures on the right, as the actual elevator from that building, confirming this is where Johnny owned the penthouses. This is where Amber lived while she was with Johnny, which also helps us with the timeline as to when this is. It was when Johnny and Amber were together, when they were married, or at least shortly after, because that's the only time she really lived in the Eastern Columbia building, right? Johnny owned all these. Amber's friends lived there. Amber lived there fine, but Johnny owned these penthouses. So if she is coming up the elevator in this building, you better believe there's a pretty strong indication it's while she was with Johnny or while their relationship was falling apart, but prior to the divorce, most likely, to Johnny Depp. So that's kind of when it is. So what does that prove? What do these pictures prove? I think it proves that she's having an intimate relationship with somebody that's not Johnny Depp while living with Johnny Depp and in some sort of relationship with Johnny Depp. So what does that prove if Amber cheated on him, right? A lot of people already think she cheated with James Franco or Elon Musk, and that was brought out at trial. But there are no pictures of them kissing. There's no video of them kissing. They were able to dance around that. Dr. Hughes danced around it, and Amber Heard danced around it and did not admit cheating on Johnny Depp. So what does that do, and what do these prove now? Once again, it is more impeachment evidence. It proves the lack of credibility for Amber Heard. It would be able to catch her in potentially another lie on the stand. She could be confronted with this evidence that you can't really argue with at this point. They're not just hugging. He's not just a friend bringing a backpack over for them to discuss her problems, like I think she described James Franco in that encounter. There is no way to explain your way around this new evidence that is locked and loaded, showing intimate action between Amber Heard and someone that is not Johnny Depp. So can this new impeachment evidence and potentially a new lie proved to be false that Amber Heard told on the stand, can that be used in the appellate process? Well, the short answer to that is no. New evidence usually cannot be used in circumstances like this, especially if it's just going to continue to show an argument that you already proved and already hammered away at, with other people coming in the Eastern Columbia building, other people being in this elevator, potentially Amber Heard being unfaithful. Things like that already came out. This evidence is not going to come into the appeal. I don't expect it to affect the appeal on either side. It could potentially affect settlement discussions if they are discussing some kind of global settlement. All of this stuff can be used there because there are no real rules when it comes to that kind of settlement. So it's very, very unlikely that this would actually be used as an appeal. And I'm hoping to go on Andy's show to kind of dive into that a little bit further. But lastly, what could this actually end up meaning, or how could this be used in this case now or in the future? And there is one legitimate way I think this could absolutely be used. And that is under the very, very small circumstances that nobody out there wants to see, I'm sure, is that if Amber Heard were to win her appeal and be granted a new trial. If that were to happen, which would be very surprising to me and very unexpected to me, this would absolutely be relevant impeachment evidence for trial number 2. If this case went to trial again, which none of us want to see this done all over again, what a waste of resources that would be and a waste of jury time. But if it did, this would be new evidence. I would expect for these pictures to come in. I would expect for Amber and other employees that worked at the Easter Columbia building, people that lived there like Isaac and Josh Drew and other friends, to identify this, to say, yes, that's the Easter Columbia building. Yes, that's the elevator. Yes, this is whoever it is, but it doesn't really matter who it is, right? Because it goes to Amber Heard's credibility. So I absolutely think that this would come in as new evidence if we were trying this case again. So what I want to know from you out there, do you think these are real? Do you think these pictures are real? Who do you think the other person is on these pictures on the right with Amber Heard? And do you think it matters in a new trial to affect her credibility? Because to me, it shows, Johnny was so jealous, right? He was just getting progressively and progressively more jealous. He had these jealous tendencies that made him angry. And it was just so crazy. It must have been the drugs and alcohol, because I wasn't doing anything to make him jealous. Really? You weren't? I think this is evidence as to why Johnny Depp was jealous, why he was potentially rightfully jealous. And then it goes to not okay to beat somebody, okay? But the jury didn't find that Amber Heard, and if you believe that real juror came out on Good Morning America, they didn't think he ever hit her. Did he say nasty things? Was he mean? Did he try to walk away and even abandon the relationship at times? Maybe. This might be justification for some of that. Why he wanted to distance himself, why he was getting angry, why he was slamming cabinets, why he was getting drunk and passing out, whatever it may be. These pictures, I think, go to show this was a bad relationship for him. And I think this is just another piece of evidence. It's not the smoking gun or anything like that, but it is another piece of evidence that no one has ever seen before. At least I haven't seen it anywhere on the internet before Andy broke this stuff. So thank you for Andy for shedding light on this so that we can learn more facts. This isn't just somebody coming out and saying something, right? This is actual visual evidence that we can use our eyes, our senses as potential jurors out there for all of you to see what exactly this is. So I encourage you to go check out Andy's video on it as well. They get into who they think it is and how they know that this is actually legit. So if you want to look into that and get more context around that, I wanted to break down some of the legal context. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know by giving the video a like. If you haven't subscribed to our page already, please take a second, subscribe to our page, hit that reminder bell, because you never know when new evidence is going to pop up on this channel. That was fun. It's fun to have something new to react to and see. Do we believe it? What does it actually prove? Can it be used? So I had a good time. If you did too, let me know in the comments. Thanks everyone for joining us.